So zero torque putters are certainly the in thing in golf right now. It seems as though every manufacturer is making one. So what's the technology, which model is going to be best for your game, and ultimately which one offers the most stability? Let's put them to the test and find out. So before going into the looks, it's worth a brief explanation on what zero torque putters are. The idea is that the shaft runs through the center of gravity and then the face stays square relative to your path the whole way throughout. Minimal twist, minimal torque, and therefore you should find the center of the face more often. Right, what do I think is the best looking putter model on the market this year? Now, as is the case when choosing any golf club, looks are super important, and especially when it comes to putting. Confidence is massive when you're on the greens. It's going to help you hold more putts. If you feel like you're going to hold the putt just from looking down at the putter, that alone counts for so much. Now, obviously, even within the zero torque category, there are different shapes, sizes, and models. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the Odyssey Jailbird square to square. I feel like Odyssey have done a great job at producing a putter here that resembles the normal model. Obviously, you've just got this square to square technology where the shaft runs directly through the center of gravity. Aside from that, the head itself looks exactly like the original Jailbird. So that will be a very easy transition for those who play a normal Jailbird but want the additional technology of square to square. Now, for those who really do want more of a blade or a double wide style model, there are a couple on offer. You have the Odyssey double wide, which I would say is it's got a longer blade length than the normal double wide, but it's still, as you can see, the same shape, and it's got a top line on the top there to help with alignment. And then you've got the Evenroll Z2S as well. So this is obviously designed by Gwerin Rife. It's got one of the best feeling faces, but down behind the ball, you've got this long alignment aid on the top and this kind of reverse plumber's neck as well, which I would say is similar to a standard plumber's neck in terms of the way it presents itself, but obviously you've got the benefits of zero torque technology within that. But if I was to pick one that I thought was a standout favorite in terms of looks of these zero torque putters, that would have to be the Lab Oz One Eye putter. Now, I feel like the previous models released by Lab were a bit eccentric, they were very large, but the Oz One just is more of a compact, kind of mid-mallet looking shape. It's a bit futuristic with its sharp lines and edges, but I think especially with this kind of T-bar alignment aid on the top there, down behind the ball, this putter looks spectacular, is a perfect transition from those using a normal putter into zero torque, and will just really inspire confidence down behind the ball. So for that reason, the Lab Golf Oz One Eye is the putter that I think is the best looking zero torque model. Now, like the looks, the sound and feel of a putter is very subjective, but it's important that you get one that you do like the sound and feel of in order to ensure confidence, and it will also help with distance control. And I've highlighted 3 models here that sound and feel slightly different, so you can identify which one may be best for your game. Now, let's start with the Evenroll Z5S. Now, all the Evenroll models here are CNC milled from 303 stainless steel, so they offer a really solid feel through impact. It's like any other premium milled face. They feel as though the ball kind of compresses and stays on the face for a long time. Now, I would say they sound quite loud, so it's quite a ping when you hit the ball. It's not something that I particularly love, but I like the feel, so that's where you have to weigh up whether the feel or sound is more important for you and your putting. Now, the next model I want to talk about is the Odyssey square to square Jailbird. Now, these putters feature this white hot insert here, so it provides a really, really soft cushion feel through impact. This would probably be great for those that play on faster greens to enable that your distance control is more accurate and you don't get the ball kind of springing off the face and the ball speed becomes too fast, essentially. You do have AI1 technology within this putter as well, which means the insert itself has variable kind of face thickness, so off-center strikes should come off at the same ball speed as those that are struck out the middle. Hopefully, we've put a microphone down here and I can hit a putt with this putter and you'll be able to see the difference between this and the Evenroll in terms of how it sounds coming off the face. As you can tell, much, much softer. There was no ting in there at all. But there is one putter that kind of offers, I would guess, like a halfway stage between those two, and that is the Lab Golf Mez 1 Max putter. Now, the main bulk of this body is crafted from stainless steel, but then you do have this aluminum kind of face to it as well. So it offers a really soft feel, but you still get the milled sensation off the face of this putter. It's, I would say, in terms of frequency, it kind of falls between the two, but in terms of softness, it's right up there with the Odyssey. Again, let's hit a putt here. Hopefully you can hear this as it comes off the face. So somewhere right between the two. Now, Lab obviously now has the Oz 1i model, which we will obviously go into more detail in this video, that does have a 303 stainless steel insert in there for a much firmer feel. But if you want a putter that offers what I think is the perfect blend of sound and feel, then the Lab Golf Mez 1 Max model is the way to go. Now, as you can tell by the pure surfaces I am rolling these putts on, I am not in fact in the UK during the winter. I've popped over to the beautiful La Hacienda Links golf course here in Spain. So if you're enjoying the video, enjoying the scenery, make sure you click a like on this video and subscribe to Golf Monthly's YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. If you like any of the products that you've seen in today's video, I will also put the links to the best prices in your area in the description box below. Right, before we dive fully into the performance of these putters, I started my collection of data back at Custom Golf Works in Woking with putter fitter and coach Jackson Massey. Let's head over there now and see how we got on. We are going to talk through all the zero torque putter options and discuss via Capto which ones have kind of the best readings when it comes to face twist, which ones actually do produce kind of the most stable face throughout the stroke. We're going to start with the Bettinardi, and this is the Antidote, and this is more in a blade style, where most of the putters actually we've seen in this kind of technology in this putter sphere are actually larger mallet heads, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how we get on with this. Haven't hit it.
That was nice there. 0.62 of twist. So anything generally sub 60, so whether it's a plus or minus, depending on what side you're providing that torque, is generally quite stable, right? If you moved into more of a toe hang putter, I'm sure you'd see that number really creep up. So anything, like I said, negative of 60, you're keeping that face relatively square to that path.
And we got minus 6.2 of this one, so that's really stable, right?
That's very stable, very stable.
Well, we've tested the Bettinardi. Let's dive into the Lab, see what results they give me and whether they're kind of the gold standard when it comes to zero torque putters. That felt like a really good roll.
Yeah, minus 0.4, that was brilliant. Really good.
That's one of the lowest ones we've seen, right?
100%.
You're gonna have to forgive me here if you can see these putts. A lot of them aren't actually going in, but it's not so much about holing putts today because that is definitely down to me just aiming the putter in the right position in the first place. It's more about seeing how much twist we're getting in the face, and that's what we're seeing from the data on the screen here. Oh, we've made one. Should we move on to the Lab Oz?
Yep.
We'll do a direct comparison now between that and kind of their latest model. Just pulled that one. That one felt really good.
Plus 21. So very interestingly, when you're looking at this, if you looked at those 6 putts as a whole, generally probably like to have that awareness of rotation. Even though they're still very consistent, the amount of twist that you're applying may be fractionally higher, but results a little bit more consistent, right?
Yeah. not hit that putt. I have to say, it feels amazing off the face.
That was really good. Minus 18, that was really good. That sounded great.
That would quite hit it. One there. Hit that one with a bit more authority.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that the face actually stayed more square on that one.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to the Odyssey square to square range. Oh. That was miles out the zone. That's actually our furthest one out, right?
That's our highest one we've had, yeah.
Plus 68 on that one. But
went in.
We hold it.
That was a great putt. That was your best putt of the day. -4, brilliant, brilliant.
That was a good one to end on there.
Those numbers there are pretty outrageously good.
Okay, so we've got the PXG Allen putter here. Okay, Jackson, thank you so much for having us here today at Custom Golf Works, being able to talk through some of the data. What are your findings from this testing session?
I think there is a lot to be said for them. I definitely think they are more stable, but how that directly affects performance, I think you have to try it. You know, like we've been chatting the whole way through. Each putter will feel different. It's going to rotate in different ways, and more than anything, it's how you react to that. You know, like there is definitely evidence in the numbers to say that it is more stable. The closer you get to that zero torque, the tighter generally those numbers we're getting, but equally all of them were still stable. And that the higher ones don't necessarily mean that you're going to putt worse, and the lower ones doesn't necessarily mean you're going to putt better. Just like everything in golf, it's player dependent.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I've found here today. Right, thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Custom Golf Works. Let's jump back to La Hacienda. So as we saw from the data at Custom Golf Works, there was very little splitting the performance when it came to face resistance and twist between all the models. Yes, the Odyssey square-to-square Jailbird counterbalance was a lot more stable due to all the technology thrown into one putter. But like we've talked about in this video, there's much more to putters than just data. And in the performance category, there are a few select areas where you need a putter that performs well for you. Now, if your distance control isn't the best and you find you're leaving these nervy 5-footers all day long, you're going to want something that's very stable and gives you a lot of confidence over the shorter putts. There were two models that stood out for me in particular, and the first of those is the Lab Golf Oz 1i model. I just find this mid-mallet shape frames the ball really well. It feels fairly heavy, and this natural forward pistol 2-degree shaft lean press grip really helps get your hands and body in a nice comfortable position. Now the second model I found to be really good over a short distance is the Odyssey square-to-square Jailbird Cruiser. This 38-inch putter just sits behind the ball, and the large mallet head with this Versa technology frames the ball really well as well. It feels so stable when just putting it down. You can literally just take your grip, rock the shoulders, and it feels like you can't miss from inside 5 foot. Now, we've talked about the putters that will help you over the short distances because you've left yourself the 5 foot. But if you've left yourself the 5 foot in the first place, you're probably not a great long distance lag putter. Now, there are 2 putters that I thought were exceptional when putting from, let's say, over 30 feet up towards 50 feet. And that was the Lab Golf Mez 1 Max. Now, the precision weighting that comes with these putters after a custom fitting is absolutely incredible. And it really helps you improve your tempo with the balance of the putter, enabling you to create an equal stroke back and through. And the second model that I thought was particularly impressive over longer distances was the PXG Allen. Now, the pyramid grooves on the face here really ensured a consistent and quick roll. It got the ball rolling very quickly after it left the putter face, which increased the roll and helped me improve my distance. It's quite a firm feel off the face, so that does take a bit of getting used to if you're used to putting with something with an insert. But once you do get used to it and you struggle with your longer distance putting, I can assure you this will help. So there you have it. I have put all the best zero torque putter models to the test, but there was one clear standout for me, and that was the Odyssey Square to Square Jailbird Cruiser. We proved it with the data at Custom Golf Works. We've got a 38-inch putter here that feels super balanced. You've got Versa technology, square to square technology, and an AI1 smart face for all your performance needs. I think it frames the ball really well, and for that reason, this model is my favorite zero torque putter on the market. Remember, if you like one of these or any of the putters you've seen in today's video, hit the description box below where you can find the links to the best prices in your area.